House Democrats punt on budget resolution, turning instead to spending increases. Washington U. House Democrats formally punted on releasing a budget blueprint on Tuesday, instead unveiling a bill that would increase military and domestic spending caps by more than $350 billion over the next 2 years. The proposal frustrated fiscal hawks on both sides of the aisle and Democrats on the party's left flank, who balked at the prospect of increasing military spending. It also meant that several Democratic lawmakers and aides argued that with a Republican-controlled Senate and White House, it would be futile to release a budget resolution, a non-binding document that usually serves as a statement of priorities as opposed to actual policy. There is little chance, by moving this bill forward, we will bring responsible governing back to the budget process, avoid uncertainty and the unrelenting threats of a government shutdown, and meet our obligations to the American people, said Representative John Yarmouth of Kentucky, the chairman of the House Budget Committee and a chief sponsor of the bill. But the decision highlighted the friction within the Democratic Party over how to approach spending and what to prioritize in a budget document, and contradicted the new majority's promise for regular order. House Democrats are in disarray, Representative Steve Womack, Republican of Arkansas and the ranking member on the House Budget Committee, said in a statement. Their agenda is so, Republicans, with a majority in both the House and the Senate, failed to pass their own budget resolution last year, which Democrats denounced at the time. Even before the Democrats' endeavor was released, Republicans had criticized it as hypocritical, with Representative Kevin McCarthy of California, the minority leader, echoing a mantra often used by Speaker Nancy Pelosi: "Show me your budget, show me your values." They have no budget, Mr. McCarthy said last week at a news conference. Does that mean they have? But Mr. Yarmouth and other Democratic lawmakers said the legislation introduced on Tuesday would shift the focus to a more pressing issue: the spending caps enacted in 2011 under the Budget Control Act, which would automatically cut military and domestic spending by billions of dollars without action from Congress. While Congress has made bipartisan deals to raise the caps for the current fiscal year, a failure to do so for the 2020 and 2021 fiscal years would cut programs by $125 billion. "I think the caps bill is exactly what's needed," said Joel Friedman, the Vice President for Federal Fiscal Policy at the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. The Yarmouth solution: lawmakers have generally waived the restrictions, first struck as part of a deal between congressional Republicans and President Barack Obama, in order to accommodate spending increases. Removing the caps, the budget resolution doesn't change the Budget Control Act numbers, said Mr. Yarmouth, who has spent the past few weeks meeting with members and discussing what a budget resolution would look like. The vast majority, fiscal hawks on Capitol Hill, called for the release of a full budget, bemoaning the partisan decline of what they said was a fundamental responsibility for both parties. That the deal, the way we've been running our government, is irresponsible, said Representative Stephanie Murphy, Democrat of Florida and a chairwoman of the Blue Dog Coalition, a fiscally conservative group of Democrats. "It may take some, we should be able to pass a bipartisan budget, and there was a time when we were able to do that," she added in an interview. Democrats on the party's left flank said Mr. Yarmouth's proposal allocated too much money to military spending, money they argued should be directed toward domestic programs. "You cannot be opposed to Trump's foreign policy of militarism and then vote for the budgets that carry it out," Representative R. O'Connor, Democrat of California and a vice chairman of the Progressive Caucus, said in an interview. The defense increase. In a statement released late Tuesday, Mr. Kenna, a member of the Budget Committee, said he would encourage those who are committed to a progressive agenda to join me in opposing defense funding for endless wars. It is unclear how Mr. Yarmouth's legislation will fare before a committee meeting on Wednesday afternoon. Representative Steny H. Hoyer of Maryland, the majority leader, said he thought that Mick Mulvaney, the acting White House Chief of Staff, would try to delay a deal on the spending caps until the end of the year to have more leverage in negotiations. It shouldn't be difficult, Mr. Hoyer told reporters. But, he added, Glenn Thrush contributed reporting.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.